Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to start a new series named Open Talk. And just to get the ball rolling, we're going to be debunking 5 English learning myths. Are you ready? Let's go! Myth number 1. Translation handicaps your progress. Imagine you are at the basic level, trying to understand what your teacher is trying to get across. When eventually you understand what your teacher says, the first thing that comes to your mind is the translation. So why is translation so bad to you? Translation is something that can help you understand better everything that is being said. Translation is not your enemy, it's your ally. Translation helps you improve your vocabulary. Translation becomes necessary as you move up to higher levels because you start developing a new database with English words in your brain, and consequently it is not going to be necessary for you to fall back on translation any longer. To conclude, don't listen to this type of stupidity and follow your best instincts to boost your learning process. Myth number 2. There's no need to study grammar. Alright, here's the thing. You have to understand that grammar is not your enemy, but your ally. When I talk about grammar, I don't want you guys to think of transitive verbs or intransitive verbs and all these things. What I mean by grammar here is learning the tenses, the word order, and collocations. How the words are arranged in a sentence. There's logic. So if you really want to speak English correctly and sound good, it's fundamental to go through that. So let's kill it off, guys. I'm here for y'all. Myth number 3. You learn a new language like a baby. This shit cracks me up. I really have to go over that? I could come up with lots of scientific evidence or theories to prove you wrong, but I will keep it simple for today. First of all, a baby is not fluent in any language when it's acquiring its first one. Secondly, you already speak a language that might conflict with the new one that you're learning. Okay, just try to follow my point. You were born and raised in a certain culture, speaking the same language for years, registering a certain set of sounds which are typical in this language. And then you are introduced to another language that's completely different from yours, with different sounds and words. What happens then? You go crazy trying to search for similar sounds to pronounce new words, what generates accent, by the way. You start mixing the two languages up, and you base your wording on your mother tongue. So you see, a baby would never do that. To sum up, no, you will never learn like a baby. But you, as an adult, have other improved abilities over babies you can take advantage of. But I'll be talking about them in future videos, alright? Myth number 4. Monolingual setting is best. Not really. I might agree that the more immersed one is in a certain culture, the more familiar they get to the target language. But that can be a double-edged sword. I'll make myself clear. Okay, speaking only English in class to a given student can be totally motivating, but it can also be completely frustrating to another one. I can't standardize students. I have to treat them as individuals. They have different tastes, backgrounds, interests, that me as a teacher must consider everything. All these aspects must be respected, and all these aspects will influence on their learning process. People learn differently, and you have to figure out the best way for you. Students aren't robots I can program. Practice makes perfect. Myth number 5. You need to live abroad to learn English. Not necessarily. Frankly speaking, you can learn a lot living here in Brazil. I learned English living here in Brazil. I've been abroad already on vacation, but I've never been abroad to study English. What you have to do, in fact, is you have to benefit from all these excellent sources that we have available today. Like the internet. You have YouTube channels, you have very good websites that you can, communicate with people from other parts of the world to practice English. So you can even learn English for free today if you want to. So, but do not forget, guys, it takes a lot of dedication, discipline, and keep this in mind. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. You're not going to learn English in 6 months or in 18 months. It takes a lot of effort. So that's it, guys. If you found this video useful, so please like it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and please follow us on our social medias. Alright? Peace.